Well, we're back from the Rocky Mountain Blacksmithing Conference. I hope you enjoyed the videos of the conference. I know that if you are intrigued by that and would like to see the full demonstrator videos that were shot by a much better video crew than I am, they are available at the Rocky Mountain Smiths website, rockymountainsmiths.org. Feel free to go over there. This year's videos probably won't be listed for sale for a few months yet, but they will be up and available. And past year's videos, including some from Francis Whitaker from 20 years ago, are all available to purchase. I think they're $10 for a 2-hour DVD, so to get a full demonstrator's worth, it's usually 3 videos, so $30 worth for it. But I'm going to wrap that conference stuff up, showing you what I brought home from the conference, because I got a few goodies. Tool sales are always kind of a big thing at any blacksmithing get-together, whether it's tailgate or formal tool sailors. This year, Amy Pay from Pay Tool was there. I bought some Kevlar hot mill gloves. These are my favorite gloves to wear around the gas forge because they really do insulate your hand. And when they heat up, they don't heat up so fast that you burn yourself. You know they're getting hot, you can get them off before you start to get burned. So these are really kind of my favorite hot mill gloves. They don't last forever. If you're using them a lot, you might go through a pair every month or two. If you're a hobbyist, you'll probably get a pair to last a year. I bought a nice little anvil cone with an 1¼ Hardy shank. You don't often find tools with an 1¼ shank, and that's what my anvil needs. So I picked that up. I find that on my big Hardy cone I only use about that much of it, so it's kind of nice to have a smaller one that doesn't stick up so far and isn't so heavy to lug over to the anvil. This is certainly something you could make. If you have a lathe, it'd be really easy to make, but you could forge this and grind it. $72 though is really, I don't think, a terrible price, because that would take me probably $300 worth of my shop time to make this, so I think it's worth paying the 72 bucks for it. I got some wire brushes. I really like the wooden handles on these short bristle brushes, but I also like the long bristle brushes because I feel like they get into things and the springiness of the bristles pop stuff off. So I got a couple of those, and I'll probably put one of these in the giveaway box. So when we do the giveaway, which is coming up probably in the next month, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you know when that's going to be. One of these will go in that box. And the last treasure I came home with, I didn't win anything in the Iron in the Hat, didn't win any of my silent auction bids, although Janet got a cute little vintage mini air pump. It's more of a collectible than it is a using tool, but I didn't get anything. But I did buy this 14-pound sledge from one of the tailgate vendors. Everybody that comes over always says, "Don't you have a bigger hammer?" So now I got a bigger hammer, and if they want to strike for me, they can use this. It's in pretty good shape, and even the handle's still in good shape. But today I've got work to do. I am behind after taking a week off. So I've got adzes I'm going to grind, try and get those hardened and tempered and maybe ready for handles. And I probably have some hinges to start on, holdfasts that need doing, and we'll just try to take a few videos of what's going on around the shop and try to show you what a real shop day looks like here at Black Bear Forge. It's not always single project specific, try to get one project done. I try to do things efficiently, which means sometimes I'm working on various stages of various projects while the forge is lit, and then while I'm doing cold work and grinding, I do all those projects through those stages as well. So it sometimes seems haphazard, but I think in the long run it works better for me. So we'll follow through a day like that, and we'll see you on the other side. suggest that preheat the oil before I harden the adzes. Okay, these adzes are up to temperature and ready to quench. I want to wipe as much oil off of these as I can so they don't stink up the shop any more than they already had. Do a quick look for warts or cracks. That looks pretty good. And then they go into the toaster oven, my high-tech tempering oven. Unfortunately, this only goes up to 450, and I'd rather temper these at 500 or 525. So after they're done in here, this will have cooled off. I can set it again to 525, and I can put them in there and give them a second temper. But this will de-stress them so they don't spontaneously crack while I go eat lunch. And lunch is next. One of the big advantages to working within, about 100 yards of the house is that it's easy to go to lunch. It's just a few feet, and we'll be back in the shop as soon as we're done. Peanut butter and jelly on an English muffin. I think we need to go to the store. Okay, the adzes are back in the hardening oven, coming up to temperature. This will just be tempering. It's the second tempering cycle. And we'll get back to work on the hinges. priority for today's work has always been to get these adzes as much completed as I possibly can. There's always a lot of time involved because I use an electronic heat treating oven. I don't just do them in the forge. It's much more precise and provides much better results to use the electric oven. But it takes time to bring it up to a 1200 degree temperature for pre-soak. With the 1075 steel, I'm heating to 1550 degrees for quench, so that takes a little bit more time to bring the temperature up there. Some time to soak at that temperature. They're then quenched, put in the first tempering stage in the toaster oven for an hour, and then they move into back to the bigger oven, set at 525 for another hour, and then they need to cool off. So there's a lot of dead time. So in that dead time, you've watched me go from working on the shanks of some holdfasts, working on various hinge pieces, jumping back to where the adzes needed to be worked on, and that's really quite typical for the way I work in a day. I try to fill up the dead space with something productive so that I'm not just sitting around twiddling my thumbs. It seems haphazard and perhaps inefficient, but it really does make things go a lot faster, and I get more done even though I am working on half dozen projects simultaneously, and many would say that's too many irons in the fire, and it's awfully close. So the adzes are ready, hardened, tempered, and ready for their final finish, and then they'll be ready to sharpen. So it's back to the grinder. Well, that's it. I'm going to sweep up and call it a day. Well, we managed to get all 4 adzes ground, hardened, tempered, polished, sharpened, and they're ready for handles, which probably won't get done today. We got dozen hold-fast textured, which are still on the floor over there, waiting to be worked on again tomorrow or the next day, and a whole bunch of hinge parts done for a couple of different orders of hinges. So I consider that a pretty good day. We'll see you back inside. Well, we're back inside now. This is my little office, and this is where my day usually begins. I frequently have my first cup of coffee down here, check my emails, see if there's any overnight orders, take care of a little bit of business, then it's off to the shop by about 8. And frequently I'm back down here during lunch to do the same kind of stuff all over again, take care of a little bookwork. And then back down here in the evening, if I've got things done, I need to print shipping labels and packing slips and take care of all that, answer the day's correspondence, and of course I need to edit the day's video if I shot a video or have been working on one for a few days. So it'll be about 8 or 9 o'clock tonight before I'm done. So that's a good long day. That makes for 12 to 14 hour days, a lot of days, although there's a few meal breaks in there. So it's not all in the shop. A lot of it's spent right here. So if you like watching the videos and you enjoy what I'm doing, please comment, please like the video. Take a moment to subscribe to the channel, share these with your friends. It really does help. If you'd like to support the videos financially, there's a link for PayPal in the description, and I would certainly appreciate that, since this does take away some of the time that I would otherwise spend producing products that are for sale. But until the next time, have a good evening, and we'll see you later.